Hello and welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I'm Mr. Randy, and today we're doing another off the rip episode. If you're new to the channel, hello, welcome, come on in. Always good to see new faces. All my returning viewers, it's always good to see you coming back. So let's do it to it, shall we? Today's going to be off the rip episode of, now let me help you out. The H and the S, well, the H is definitely silent. It's Hors d'Age. Hors d'Age. It's Hors d'Age, Chateau De Lacquy, Basse Armagnac, 41% alcohol by volume. Let's see, go to the back side. You like seeing that? Appellation Armagnac Contrôlé. Contrôlé. Yeah. There's your website. Keep that in mind. Product of France, imported by Pacific Edge Imports, Agora Hills, California. Now, I don't think I've ever seen that imports company, but this was sourced from a not-so-local Specs. Isn't that a change of pace, huh? So let's go ahead and see how we got to get into this. It looks like I'm going to need a tool because there's no perforation. There's no little pull tabby thing. We're going to have to manually cut into this, which kind of tells me this isn't your typical Armagnac. Cork pop, nice. It is an organic. It does have a foil bit to it. Underneath, it is just regular wood. But look at that. It does have a little emblem. We're going to go ahead and have a pour of this Armagnac. I am smitten by Armagnac. So much so, I went back and tried to get back into cognac. And it's going relatively well, I think. So, if you're new to the channel, I do a 3-part series to my review system. Part 1, off the rip, get it home, crack it open, have my first pour, share my first impressions with you because that's what I do. Part 2, full review time. We drink it down halfway. We put the cork back in it, let it sit for a week and a half. Just enough time for it to open up, let it settle, let it breathe, let it get its legs under it, so it can show me its true form. Then we come back, I go online, I find out what I can about this. We come back, we talk about it, I score it, continue to drink it because part 3, final pour episode, thus the name. We have the final pour in the glass, compare it to the first pour off the rip, and everything in between. Now, Hors d'Age is extra old, like especially old, or something, yeah, somewhere in that. So it's a step above the VSOP. No, it's a step above the Napoleon. So you have the XO, which typically means it's 10 years or greater. Then you have the Napoleon, which is like round about 15 years. Then the Hors d'Age, remember, Hors d'Age, which is 20-ish years or so. Does it say on the bottle? There's a box too. So since we'll get onto all that in the full review. Yeah, we'll save all that for the full review once I've confirmed a lot of the information. I don't want to put out bad information on off the rip video. Let's get it under the nose. Okay. It doesn't smell like paint thinner or nail polish. It's weird because it has a light but deep richness to it. Not quite like that Marcus de Saval XO. My God, I need to start doing some research because it's been discontinued. That was my first and so far the best Armagnac I've had. That's crazy. It's sad because now it's in there. It's living rent free in my head. I do have a backup bottle. I haven't touched it. It's sitting there. There are I got to go find those 375s I think they're 375s. They might be just 300s. But I'm just about tempted to just start one day, just take a day off and just just spend a whole day running around San Antonio, going to all these stores and just snagging every bottle I can get my greedy little hands on. That hasn't happened yet, except for that Scotch Loch Lomond, the Open. I bought 3 bottles of that. That's definitely a good one. So let's get it. Yeah, let's get it on the palate. Interesting. I'm gonna put a pin in it. I'm gonna hold on to that. This is my first Chateau De Lacquy. And sometimes you see Basse Armagnac, sometimes you don't. I will make it a point to sort that out, of why some say Basse Armagnac and some don't say Basse. But I do believe I paid, oh no, I remember on the shelf price. On the shelf price, it was, this was on sale for $56, $57. Somewhere around that price point, down by like $12, $15 from the original price point. I noticed that my local specs is getting out of the Armagnac game. Unfortunately, stuff is a little bit more expensive than some of the lower end cognac. But then when cognac gets a little bit older of an age, it gets seriously stupid expensive. But Armagnac, you can get some good Armagnac that beats a lot of cognac, in my opinion, for a good price. Let's go ahead and get the second one on and we'll move on. Yes, this is not the appropriate glass, but I'm just comfortable with this glass. Decent enough viscosity. Transfers very well to the palate. Got some oiliness to it. Oiliness. Enunciate your pronunciations. It's old practice. I used to have to do certain things. I had a speech therapist when I was a kid. That's a heck of a lot better than that last one we had where it was like paint thinner, or it was nail polish. That's what it was. And I was thinking in the very beginning of the video, that's what I got kind of almost immediately. And I was like, nope, hold on to it. Just let it breathe. You have to let it breathe. So it's very much akin, because it is wine. It's in the wine family tree. Okay, they use grapes to make it, and then they distill it. Then they do it in the oak barrels. And that's what you get for Armagnac and cognac. It sort of takes off that hard, rough edge, that acidic and dryness that has on a lot of wines. But I'm going to say, because right now off the rip, everything's still kind of tight. Once it loosens up, you get about get down to at least a third of the way. This is where I think this is really going to shine. And down here, I don't think it's going to be all that bad, but I think the best of this bottle is going to be had right here. You could probably decant this if you knew you were going to like have a party or something, and you know that bottle's going to be drank all the way through. I would decant it. 15 minutes. It depends on how fast it's going to go. If you've got multiple bottles and you got a big party, how fast this bottle will be drank will determine how long you should let it decant. If it'll go quick, I would probably pre-decant it for 15 minutes. If you know it's not going to be drank so quickly, maybe 20 minutes. Or maybe, is it backwards? 10. Yeah, if it'll go faster, decant it for 20 minutes. If you know it's going to last a little while, maybe only 10. Because it's going to stay open, right? No cork in it. It's going to stay open. It's going to be off-gassing and oxygenating as you work through it. Every time you pour, you're agitating it and you're oxygenating it. Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty good one. But come back for the full review. Let's go ahead and do this finish. Okay. So, on the finish, I can detect it's got a slight bit of a bitter, rough edge. But as it opens up and it off gases, it might smooth out a little bit. Oh, that is nice. So this is the age. It's the over special age. So it's more than the XO, which is 10 years. And the Napoleon is like roughly 15 years. And I think this one is roughly closer to 20. But it's kind of confusing because the Armagnacs and the Cognacs, they have a different sort of sliding scale. That's what I like to call a sliding scale. So it doesn't necessarily mean a specific date. It just means in that area. If you had a bourbon or a whiskey or something that says 8 years or 10 years, a scotch that says like 12, 16, 18, that's a defined number. This is not a defined number. And I don't think they particularly care to nail it down, because if they did, they'd put the number on the bottle. This is a rough area, round about 10 years, round about 15, round about, because it might be a blending of several different bottles that were processed in a row. I'm sorry, like cask or vats, however they process it. They have different mannerisms, but that's how it be. You started filling a basement with the bottles that they, not this bottle, but the one that they age it in. They age it in a bottle or let it sit in a bottle or a cask. But they'll fill that area up. So they might just bottle that entire plot or that entire basement full of casks or whatnot all at once. But it didn't fill up that way, right? So it took time. It might have taken, I don't know, 6 to 8 to a year. So you can't nail it down as 10 years because, you know, some of that in there might be between 10 to 12 years of age. Sometimes it might be sourced from different areas, and a basement takes longer to fill up. Maybe it takes a couple of years. And then they just source it all at once, and they just mix it. Boom. They give you an age range, so to speak. That's kind of nice. I like that. It's not quite that Marquis de Savoie XO, but it is pretty good. So in the comment section, I'd like to know where you're at. What are you currently drinking? Do you drink Armagnac? Are you curious? We could talk about it. As always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. Have a good one.